The next speaker's name is Bansah. He is a passionate and courteous teacher with over 12 years of teaching experience in the tertiary, secondary, junior, and the primary level. That is very, very hard. Teaching in international schools has shaped his worldview about best practices in and outside the classroom. He is currently a Year 5 teacher at Ghana International School. He hopes that learners will be the solution to our nation's developmental challenges when equipped with the right moral training and good standard of education. Without much ado, can we kindly clap for Mr. Bansah?
Thank you very much, everyone, and I'm so excited with the rapport and everything. So grateful. Akpenami, miawibo edoge. Okay, awesome. That's great. Okay, so today I've already been introduced already, so I don't need any introduction, any special introduction. So I'm just going to move straight to the presentation, which is, let me just add a bit to what I do. Actually, I coordinate mathematics, and I'm passionate about teaching mathematics. I don't know why. It appears that math is in my family, okay, and it's in my blood. So it's something that, so I drink mathematics and I eat mathematics. Everything about me involves when it comes to mathematics, I'm so passionate about it. I don't know why, but it amazes me that when I went to university, I didn't really read mathematics, but Maker will make it in such a way that after university, I even went to teach English in a senior high school. Just look at that. And then another time, a school employed me to come and teach RME. I just said, what is happening? Then later on, I found myself in Ghana International School. And then they said, no, we see maths in you, so coordinate mathematics. So I'm actually coordinating mathematics currently. So I'm just going to, my dream has actually come to pass. That means that if you dream about something, it will surely come to pass. So whatever thing that you are dreaming about, please don't leave it. Okay, dream and dream big. You can never tell. Okay, awesome. So today I'm going to talk briefly about various strategies for assessment in mathematics. And because I told you that I have math blood in me, business people, mathematician, we don't talk much, right? We make everything short. 3 plus 3 is 6. You can't say 6.5, and you are trying to justify why it's 6.5. Like some of, mathematics is not politician. Right? Mathematics is never a politician. Politician will try to justify and all those things. But math, 2 plus 1 is 3. When you jump to heaven and come down, it's still 3. Hallelujah. Awesome. Yes, please. Okay.
1 plus 1 is 1.
1 plus 1. Yeah, we also have something like that. But if we want to go into detail, we might not end now. And I really want to go straight to, I want to work within 20 minutes, okay? Even less than that. It's possible, right? I shouldn't rush it. Okay, I will try not to rush it, okay? Awesome. So we are looking at various strategies for assessment in mathematics. My name is already there. And overview, we are looking at icebreakers, and then the next one is that how to foster a growth mindset to promote critical thinking. Then the power questions. But let me go straight to the icebreaker. Now I want you to guess my number. Okay, It's a secret number, actually. Anyone who gets it correct, I will take you to a very special place in heaven. Okay, so we have 12, 8. Just look at the number, and I want someone to tell me. So beneath it, it says that, can you find all of the number bonds to 20? What is the secret number? So I want someone, any critical thinker, So just think about it. There is a secret number I'm thinking about. You don't get it. Yeah, you don't have to get it. In fact, I didn't want you to get it. That's why I placed it there. It's not about mentioning a number. You have to think about it carefully. It's quite simple, actually. Very, very simple. Don't give up. Push. Is there. Can you find all of the number bonds? So you are thinking of the number bonds, but there is one particular number. If I talk more, I'm giving you the answer, and I don't want to do that. I should talk more. What is the secret number? Oh, you guys are giving up. But you see, power of questioning. Let's look at power of questioning. I said that, what is the secret number? Now I didn't say numbers. Over here, we have number bond. Ish. Okay, yes.
The secret number is... let's do ladies first.
Okay, ladies first.
17.
17 is already there, and I'm looking for my secret number. Okay, that is 3. Actually, that's 3. That is 3. Oh! Okay. So at least we've racked our brains more, right? Yeah, that's 3. Because if you look at... Okay, thank you very much. Applaudissez pouvoir. Okay, so if we look at the number bonds, we have 12 and 8, which will give you 20, right? Very good. We have 18 and 2 is there. And then we also have 13 and 7 is a number bond, 20. We have 15 and 5. The only number missing is 17. 3 is missing. So that's my secret number. So thank you. Just high five. Awesome. That was great. Okay, now let's move on quickly. Now there's something here. What will these different brains say about maths? Let's look at these two individuals. We have macho A, macho. No, would we even describe this person as macho A? Maybe he's suffering from some koshokobi. So let's look at the two individuals. Let's look at what you think they will say after they leave your class, or you are in the class, you are a mathematics teacher. What would the two of them say? What would these different brains say about maths? Let's see. Two of them. Yep.
The first brilliant, I would say that maths is very difficult. Yes. But the natural brain will say, as for maths, starting now, finishing.
Yes. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, any other view? Okay, yes, madam.
Brain A will say maths is, or what the teacher has taught, I couldn't get it. But the brain B will say, I've got it.
Wow, I got it. So what is our expectation? Do we want to teach children that will be like this, or want to teach children or students that will be like that macho guy? Let me say by hand, or even not by hand. Sometimes we do gestures. Thumbs up. Awesome. Okay, very good. Let's move on. Now, how to build an environment of what? Of a good mindset, or how to of a brain mindset. Now, students are encouraged to what? take risks and make mistakes. We have to let them know right from the get-go that they are supposed to make mistakes. And mistakes will help you to what? Build on. You learn from your mistake. That makes you to become a better person. It's rather unfortunate that when we're young growing up, when you make a mistake, they will take a very big stick and hit your head. Boom, boom, boom. But you see, times have changed, right? We have to do things differently. And anytime I'm teaching mathematics, this time around, I'm not telling you a theory. I'm telling you something that I do practically. Okay, so in my class, I encourage people to what? Make mistakes. Okay, allow them, let them learn in their own pace, let them make mistakes. Okay, and we shouldn't be too hard on students when they make mistakes. Okay, sometimes our teachers end up writing us off because we've what? Made mistake. Yesterday I was glad when I went around, I think I went to the maths class, and there was this student who was really struggling. The teacher was going around, and together some of us were going around, and we realized that this child was struggling. We assisted the person, and we could see the joy. You see, when a child is struggling and a child is helped, okay, you could see the joy, the aura in the person's face. It's so nice. Okay, so I want us to really, what do you call it, work on that. Okay, we shouldn't write people off and start calling students names. They were born, and start calling them names. It's so bad, right? Okay, so let me just say, how did you solve that? And in as much as we are thinking, and when they work it out, we should also tell them, oh, how did you solve that? Or how did you solve this problem? And then how many different ways can you solve it? You know, when it comes to mathematics, there's no one approach. Very soon, look at various approaches. Those times, I normally tell people that there are several ways of killing a cat, right? Yes, the special people who do that. I know there are some strong guys over here. They either time the cat, and then they will catch it, put it in a sack, then boom, boom, you crucify the cat. Some people too, what they do is that they pull it and stuff. You know, we are professional cat killers over here, so I don't want to go into details, okay? But this is something that they actually they do. So there are various ways of solving mathematics. There's no one particular approach. And then how can you explain or visualize your thinking steps? We'll look at more examples in the next slide. Then what mistakes have helped you to be what? To be successful. Mistakes should help you to be what? Successful. Oh, I made this error. Then I don't want to commit this mistake again. Now I've got a trick. I know how to do this better. That should be the spirit. Then teacher's role during what? Assessment. When you are assessing students or your class, these are some of the rules that you need to do. Okay, 21st century teacher, you can't just be a teacher and stay in your corner. And you download worksheets, give it to your students. Media, let me go and rest. And go to your table, put your hand on your cheek, and you're observing them. Then sometimes people will be doing this. Do it and let's see. Especially when they misbehave. You give them some difficult, tough questions. Try to tame them so that they'll be quiet. All these things, we need to grow from it. Okay? Yeah, so these are some of the rules that we need to do. When you assess them, you need to be seeing, like go around, observing, you are reflecting. I think my colleague talked about that already, reflection. You reflect, and you see, when a child is even struggling, you are now reflecting, how can I make it better for this child to understand it? So you are thinking. Now, as a teacher, you must always think on your feet. Every time you are reflecting, you are planning, what can I do? You are recording. Sometimes I'm teaching, I have this small sticky note. Okay, an idea comes, I can even write it. Or someone make a mistake, okay, this person was doing this, I jot it down. So these are some of the things that we expect educators to be doing. Wonder, all these things, all these tricks are there. Then let's move on. The power of questioning. You know, my colleague again said that sometimes the way we even tweak questions could even make students fail. It's not their fault, but the way you put the question would make them, will even confuse them. Okay, sometimes they normally tell us that if you can't teach, do what? Confuse them. but we don't have to confuse them actually. Yes, so the power of questioning. If you want to change results, change what? The question. Some of us, we get worried about the fact that our students are not getting it. And we are thinking, it's like, I was having a discussion with my colleagues. We find now, in terms of education, students, we can say that some of them are not actually learning. But then we shouldn't also say they are not learning, so we'll not do our part. Let us do our part. Is that okay? Let us do our part. Let us keep pushing them and all those kind of things. It will really, really help. Now, I have a question here, close question. What is the area of this rectangle, What is the area of this rectangle? How is the area of this rectangle? 24 what? Centimeters squared, right? Meter. Okay, since it's meter. Okay, so 24 meters squared. Wow. Is this a very, very good question? Before I move on to the next slide, is this a very good question a teacher could ask the student to engage? You know, one other strategy is that you need to engage students to think critically, to think about 3 times 8. As much, and we shouldn't also downplay various levels of students in the classroom. A very smart child, a high-leveled student will be able to do this within seconds. And the child will be idle. Have you observed those things before? There are times we give students work and then within seconds, 3 times 8, a smart child, 24 meters squared, fold their arms, sitting down, waiting for you. And the next thing, the child is even talking to their friends. And then you, the teacher, keep quiet, keep quiet. Why won't you keep quiet? The whole class in a mess. Because you've not actually planned your lesson to cater for various level of needs. Is that okay? My colleague and I, we were both in year 5. That was last year, right? And then he came out with a plan that we need to differentiate, especially when students finish their work early. So we have this generic thing that when students are done, they go for other thing to get them engaged. When you get to a classroom and then students are not engaged, then you, the teacher, I think the headmistress or the principal has to make a decision on you, whether to say bye-bye to you or maybe query you or something like that. Always students needs to be engaged. So now let me show you how we can actually tweak this question to make the student, the same question actually, but then various approaches to make it more engaging. All right, but perhaps you've already taught factors, so you are trying to remind them their memory on what? Factors. So they also know what is factors or what are factors. So you are teaching one concept, but various things are coming to play, and that makes a class really engaging. Right? Awesome. So then, do you know the next question you will ask? Then you can ask or challenge the student, can you write all the numbers that will give you an area of 24? Then you are now engaging. So the child will write 124, then 2 and 12, 3 and 8, 4 and 6. Then do you know what we do next? Can you draw those ones? So, same question, but what have you done? You've engaged the students. They are doing one thing or the other, and which is very good, right? Awesome.
And you can really take it further and make it complex.
Very good.
We can make it complex. I mean, we had, it's a pity we didn't bring the magnet sheets.
Awesome,
so
yeah.
We had given them magnet sheets and the rulers, and they had to actually now put it in a real life situation.
Very good, yeah. You see, just like he's saying, there are times we give them, you know, mathematics should be taken outside of the classroom. It's a real life event. You know, we shouldn't teach mathematics abstract, as if that's what makes students to fear maths. See, it's difficult, but when you make it, I always tell students that maths is everything. You see maths in the kitchen, everywhere you go, maths is there. Even when you are sleeping, it's mathematics. How long did you sleep? So someone say 3 hours, 4 hours. Then you come, okay, what time did you sleep? 8. You woke up at what time? Let's say 3 3 a.m. Can you find the difference? So all these things, you are engaging them to appreciate mathematics. So I'm encouraging us as teachers to make what mathematics lively, something which are especially hands-on. Make it hands-on. So this concept, for instance, just like my colleague is talking about, you give them rulers. Sometimes I use a classroom measure. So just in case you don't have the meter, meter, you can conceptualize it. So this is what I tell them. This is more or less practical. So let me cite that. The leg span, okay, it's just like 1 meter. So I tell them that, okay, I'm coming to count from here to the other side. So help me count. Then they start 1, 2, 3, and so forth and so on. So by so doing, they are able to conceptualize. Say, oh, then the next thing I do is that go home and then try and find the area. It could be area of your bedroom. It could be the area of your hall. It could be area of your kitchen or your balcony or any other thing. Is that okay? It's very helpful. You want to add something? You want to share something when I feel okay? I'm done. So before I move on to the next slide. Okay.
Last week, it was our last day for the term.
Okay.
So we had World Book Day. So we had vendors coming to our school. They came to sell books. So what happened is that week we're looking at addition and subtraction. And
Great.
I'm teaching the 7-year-olds, right? So we're looking at money. I brought some coins and some notes. Because they have to learn how to exchange. If you buy for 200, and then what happened on Friday? They actually brought money. Their parents gave them 200 CDs so that they can buy books. So they will go buy books 3, 4. Then they spend They spend like 70 CDs.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually asked them, and that was part of my assessment. So okay, you spent 200, right? So how much money? How much change did you get? Right? So they had to apply what they learned in class. That addition and then that
Subtraction. Very good. Awesome. Thank you very much. Okay, now let's put powerful questioning into what? Practice. What are some questions? And I'm sure majority of us teach mathematics in this room. So what are some questions you might have asked in class recently? And let's see if we can make them more powerful. So let's see. Can we brainstorm quickly? What are some questions that you asked recently in class? Let's see how we can make them more powerful. Any topic?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Okay. Multiplication. Can you give?
Let's say word topic.
Very good.
There are 24 people sitting on a table.
Mm-hmm.
Each have 2 legs. How many legs are there all together on a table?
Good. Awesome. So can we think of other ways by which you can make it engaging? Same question. Can you repeat the question again?
There are 24 customers sitting on a table.
Okay, good.
Each have 2 legs.
Okay.
How many legs are there all together?
Okay. In other words, there are 24 people in this class, right? This session there are 24, and then we are human beings, so we all have 2 legs, isn't it? So how many legs? 48. Then how can we also frame that question to make it more powerful, to make it more engaging? Any idea? Any idea? Any idea? Maybe 2. Yes, my dear.
In a school,
Okay.
there are 24 people in year 1 and then year 2. So how many students are there in basic 1 and then basic 2? Year 1 and then year 2.
Okay. Okay. Now, assuming we find the answer, which is 48, right? I think that the teacher could go a step further by even introducing division, right? Good. So that, this age and time, we don't have to teach as in, I'm teaching multiplication alone. You need to diversify the whole concept. And yesterday I was glad when I was in Mr. Simon's class, and he was teaching actually 2y is something relating to algebra, where he said 2y equals to 5 or something like that. So they should find the y and all those things. And students quickly said, okay, 2y equals to 10. So they were looking for the y. And quickly, some students, they now got a concept by writing what? 5. And he went on further to say, okay, then how can you further get a 5? So I think he used the number, what do you call it? 2 groups of 5 or so and all this. And so you drew the diagrams on the board, and then he was putting 2 in it. So 2 groups of 5 and all those concepts. So it will also make a child visualize the whole thing. And you don't put a child in a box to think that just 2 times 5 is 10. So they are finding various ways of finding 2 multiplied by 5 will give us what? 10. And these are some of the approaches that we need to be using. Recently I was teaching rounding, okay, and rounding including decimals. So I decided to tweak the question. So I said that, okay, the 10th digit is, let's say, an odd number, and then the one's digit is an even number or an odd number. I just tweak it so that the child will know that, okay, the 10th digit and this, it will round up to this particular number of things, okay? Because of time, maybe but I will send you other materials that could help you, okay? But I'm sure you are following, right? Okay, very good. Now let's move on. Number talk. So designated to get students thinking. So the number talk is to make students to think outside the box. And then independent thinking time to solve the problem. There are times you give students work and you ask them to work independently. You need to be deliberate about it. The independent working is not to sideline a child, but to know your students very well, their weaknesses and then their strength here and there. There are times you get the strength from other students, and then through that you move on to the next one. Partners share answers and strategy used. So we have a strategy also called think, pair, share. Okay, so the child thinks about it now. Partner, pair with your partner or your colleague, then you share as a class. Then it's a whole class discussion. Then we all discuss, okay, so what is this, what's this? Then you are also building communicative skills, like we're saying that we also have one of our cores or attributes, which is to communicate effectively and all those things. Yes, my dear.
I don't know if, sorry, last year if I referred to the concentric model, the people that were here. So this is what Mr. Bansah says, concentric. So you start from the child, move into partners, and then go class, and then you go back to the child.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, now let's see. How many dots, or how do you see them? Now let's see this. How many dots? 5, right? And how do you see them? These are some of the things that you can use to engage students. Okay, someone says it's 6. Okay, 6 dots. Okay, 3, 3. Very good. You see, good. That's how a child is thinking. Good. So, how can we also say? How do you see them?
I see a pattern of 2, 1, 2.
2, 1, 2. Good. So in this cases, what are some of the concepts that you are bringing? 1. Bonding, very good. What else? Patterns, very good, because we have the diagonal kind of thing. So you are also introducing the concept of what? Patterns. So ladies and gentlemen, all that we are trying to say is that you need to diversify your teaching skills. And these things that didn't come just by vacuum. You need to do active planning. You need to plan well. There are times I get home and then I'm planning. I take a lot of time planning, okay? And sometimes my wife will, like, when I'm planning, she just have to allow me, because she knows that at that moment I'm in my work mood, like my friend. When my friend is in the work mood, you can be the best and best of friends. I'm in my work mood. So, so that's it. So when you are in your work mode, please, you need to plan and plan. And you see, when you are planning, you have students in mind. Okay, have your students in mind anytime you are planning, and in that you are catering for individual needs. So by the time you get to the classroom, it's not that you are now coming to start, hey, what can I do to this person? Already you have your planning in place already. So You are done, everybody is so excited. Now they are all mature people in the classroom and they can raise metal for you, right? Awesome. Then, which shape is the odd one out? You can also introduce some of these things. Which shape is the odd one out? Continue to, now, fine, we can say a circle, right? Now, can you make every shape the odd one out? Can you make every shape the odd one out? Okay, yes. And this thing is not just the primary level. JHS level, SHS level, any level can use it. Even the kindergarten and all those things, they can use this concept. Okay, anybody, every child can learn at different level depending on how you, the teacher, is able to conceptualize or explain it to them. Okay, now let's see if you can make the odd one out. Let's start with the first one. Everybody is saying circle, majority, because that one is so clear, right? And how will you defend that it's a circle? It has a curve. They are all straight. It has a curve. Right? Okay, awesome. Which other one? If say the circle is part, prism can be taken out.
Because that is having, the others are having one face.
Okay.
But the prism is having more than one face.
So that's a 3D. That's a 3D. Okay. Now, 1, 2. Any other one? Any other one? Any other shape we can make odd?
A square has got equal sides. The other,
okay. That's a rectangle. Okay. A triangle.
A triangle? Is it an equilateral?
Okay, equilateral triangle. All the sides are equal. So we've made that. Okay. Can we make a rectangle the odd one? It's difficult. So since that one is the only one, that is the only odd, right?
Okay.
Yep.
Can we see this as what you call?
Can we do what?
The angles.
Okay. As in the angles here.
You can even say
Because it's 90. Over here too, it could be 90.
Yeah, but that one, it doesn't have the acute.
Okay.
So
Okay.
The angle, look at this angle.
Okay, so
acute.
acute. Okay, fine. That's good. So all this one has acute. This one right angle, right? Okay, very good. Awesome. So there are several ones of them, okay, several of them we can try. Okay. Then summative assessment. After you are done and everything, choose strategies you have learned to calculate these. Then show your working. So for instance, 7 plus 5, you ask the child. So once you've taught a lot of things, let's say you've taught addition and subtraction. So how would the child work out? You know, some students will just put the answer there. For me, normally in mathematics, when students bring their work to me, I ask them, show working. And most of us will see them. We say show working because some of the kids struggle to kind of think through how to go about the answer. So why wouldn't them play with some of this? And so someone could draw 7 stick and then add 5 to it and give you the answer. That is the way the child is thinking, and we should encourage that actually. Okay, we should encourage that. And then different approach. See this one, 9 take away 3, and then 23 using different vocabularies. Okay, we shouldn't just take to one vocabulary. We should use different so that the child will be used to various vocabularies, and the child will not be limited, because at the end of the day, the child will be writing external examinations here and there. So if you are the type who is limited to one particular vocabulary, and the child goes and then the child is not familiar with the vocabulary, it's going to be problematic. Okay.
To encourage the upper classes. If you are the upper classes,
do we have to
encourage them, drawing these kind of sticks?
You see, the higher you get, it becomes easier. Okay. So why I'm saying this is that we have what we call mental calculations as well. Okay, but then for instance, let's say the upper level, 7 plus 5, fine, they know it, we can at least accept that. Okay, but then where it has to do with let's say order of operations, for instance, and then some of them just go straight to put the answer there, you need to ask them, how did you arrive at your answer? So that's the main focus. Okay, this is just an example I'm actually showing. Okay, but the key thing is that children should be able to arrive at the answer based on a particular way by which they present their answers to you, the teacher. Okay, other than that, some of them will just giraffe 9. You see, it happens. So we should rather encourage or showing of working, approaches of getting the answer here and there. Okay, so normally when I'm ending my session or my lesson, I do what we call 3-2-1. And the 3-2-1 is that think of 3 things that you take away from this lesson. 3 things that you take away. And then 2 things that you want to try. Okay, it's more or less like an exit ticket that my friend talked about. 2 things that you want to try, and then 1 burning questions about today's session or today's lesson. Maybe you are going out of the lesson, something strike you, and then you are thinking about it. You can write it down. So 3-2-1, we can also actually use it even in our lessons here and there. It's going to help us. Okay, so this is me. They've talked about me already, so I don't need any introduction again. This is my educational philosophy. But I like the other part that says that promoting critical thinking through skills, through differentiated activities, and maintaining high moral standard. I think with this differentiated activity, I picked it from a quote that says that everybody is a genius, right? Most people equate it to Albert Einstein, but people are debating that it's not him. But whatever be the case, everybody is born a genius, or everybody is a genius. But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing it's stupid. And we are not stupid, right? Everybody learns at different spaces and stuff. So thank you very much. My session is ended. I appreciate your concern and everything.